Hello and welcome to Into the Wild League Week 2. We have Wildcard versus Dr. Evil. I am Wicked
Yes.
Good. I am here with the man, the myth, the legend, Saucy Mailman. How are you this fine evening, good
Dude,
sir?
I am doing awesome. I'm so excited for this match. It's going to be so good.
I am psyched. I am really excited, and we have our first week of the deck building restrictions, and I cannot wait to see what these players have brought.
Yeah, it's going to be dope.
Yeah. So we have Dr. Evil with Priest Paladin and Rogue, and Wildcard has Priest Warrior and Hunter. And if you are new to the league, one thing that is different about this league that well, it's kind of becoming common in some of the community leagues is that you have blocks of 3 weeks where you can choose three classes and you may not play the same classes again through those 3 weeks. This week is special because it is the first week with deck building restrictions. Every other week will have those. And so the deck building restrictions this week is that one of the decks needs to be a pauper deck, meaning that it can have either classic or basic cards. One deck must include one of the quests, and one deck can only include cards from classic and Boomsday and Goblins versus Gnomes. So 3 different challenges, 3 different decks. When I saw both the players on Twitter, they were both convinced that they were going to lose, and so somebody has to be wrong.
One person has to actually win.
I mean, we do have 2 quest priests, so it's possible that nobody wins.
I know we were
But
joking about that beforehand. We're like, oh, well, buckle in. Make sure you have a drink. Make sure you're good to go. We got a long one.
yeah, it's I was streaming Odd Warrior on my stream this weekend, and I ran to a mirror and just everybody get a snack, go to the bathroom, get yourself settled. We're gonna be here
Yep.
for a while.
Yep. Quest Priest mirrors
So
are the best.
yeah, so well, luckily we do have some faster decks. So it looks like Taylor has decided for her quest deck to bring Quest Reno Priest. Her Pauper deck is a Mech Paladin, and or no, her GVG Boomsday deck is a Mech Paladin, and her Pauper deck is a Tempo Rogue. While Wildcard has again a mill Quest Priest with Archbishop Benedictus. He has a Mech Warrior for his GVG Boomsday list and a Face Hunter for his Pauper deck. So all things that make a lot of sense. I mean, mechs with you would imagine that a deck with just Boomsday and GVG is going to naturally lend itself to a mech deck, and
Yeah.
the cheap decks tend to be the fast aggressive decks, so not any huge surprises there.
Yeah, exactly.
So, and I don't know how this is going to line up. I'm just really praying that those 2 quest priests don't line up against each other, because otherwise we're going to be here for a very long time. It looks
It'll be a short game.
yeah. So what are your thoughts about the matchups? Do you have any? I don't really know how this is going to go. I mean, I think that 2 very aggressive decks that can potentially queue up into 4 very tempo oriented decks. I think that it's really going to be a matter of where those priests queue into.
Yeah, I think how they built the Quest Priest is going to be pretty important, especially if it does come out to a Quest Priest mirror. See who built a greedier deck.
Yeah, and I don't know if Reno or Benedictus is actually greedier.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I've ever really wanted to find out.
I mean, I'm a fan of both Reno and Benedictus. You just got to go both.
Yeah, you got to go all in, right? Like you just have to commit to the Quest Priest memery, and just go for it. So we'll see whose meme reigns supreme in that case.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, but I think that I don't really have much more to say about this matchup. I think we can just let the players get into it. If you're
Send them a message.
Okay. So if you're messaging or you want me to message them. Okay.
I'll let them know. We'll get this underway, and then we'll see some sweetness. I'm excited. I adore Quest Priest. It's one of the bestest.
I like Quest Priest when I'm not the one getting Quest Priested.
Yeah.
I like Quest Priest when I'm the one causing the misery, not when I'm having the misery caused to me. So both players are going to be kind of on either end of that. So we'll see what exactly happens here.
I think Wildcard said he's having an issue adding you as a friend.
Oh, okay. That's what we're trying to get kind of sorted out. The BattleNet is kind of letting us down a little bit, unfortunately.
This is why we need that tournament mode.
Yeah. Well, I mean, or not having to have somebody on your BattleNet friends list.
Well, it looks like they're getting going, so I will jump into the game.
Okay. Yep. I can follow along on OBS, and I think I may be doing live tech support as we're as we're doing this. We'll just kind of figure all that stuff out.
Yeah. Screw it.
Yeah.
So we have Dr. Evil with the Hunter. Looks like, or the Paladin, the Mech Paladin. And then we got the Hunter up top, Wildcard piloting it. I like Mech Paladin.
Yeah, I do too. And I wish that we saw it a little bit more. I mean, it is, you would think that given how good Egg Paladin was in the last couple of metas, that you would see it a little bit more. In Wild particularly. I mean, even in Standard you see a little bit, but it's kind of gone away from the max.
Yeah. I mean, I played... It was one of my day one decks that I played a bunch was a mid-range Mech Paladin, and I had pretty good luck with it. Glowtron is just so strong.
Yeah, Glowtron is a really, really good card, and it's kind of a shame that the Mech Paladin deck as a whole just isn't really good enough, because Glowtron is really like a 1/3 that you can just play out, and that can also buff your other mechs is pretty good. And you see Wildcard putting out the bear trap that if Dr. Evil decides to attack in here is going to challenge this Glowtron really well.
You still have to attack, right?
Oh yeah, you pretty much have to. I mean, I guess you could think that, if there's a Spellstone in your future, sometimes it's better not to, because then you can just kind of leave your minions there to gum up their secrets, and also you can then you have your minions to attack into the wolves. But I think an aggressive deck like this, you just kind of have to do it, because it can do more harm than good, especially like you see that Muster for Battle in her hand for next turn, and if there is an explosive trap, she kind of wants to get it out of the way now.
Yeah, absolutely. I like those quick shot play though. You're afraid of the magnetic stuff that could happen, so I like that.
Yeah.
One thing that the Mech Paladin has a trouble with though is a big buff dude against a freezing trap.
Yeah, and this is going to be a muster for battle turn.
Oh, yeah.
But
it's a good muster.
I do wonder. I mean, she doesn't have to worry about attacking into an explosive trap this turn at least.
I mean, you have to get through the explosive traps at some point, so you can't really play around them. I think in this matchup, if you're the Paladin player, you just don't play around stuff. You just, hey, if they have it, they have it. Whatever, we're gonna hit their face.
Yeah, exactly.
And we're gonna see that. Wildcard probably wishing they had the Puppy Stone. Yeah.
I mean, this is his pauper deck, so he doesn't have access to the Spellstone. I believe that's a rare, if I remember correctly. It's the kind of thing where you don't really pay attention to the rarities of cards a lot.
Yeah, no.
Even in Arena, you don't do it anymore.
So you're definitely gonna attack before you do anything, right?
I would think you'd have to, yeah.
This Divine Favor not looking too great for Dr. Evil.
Yeah. I mean, the three cards in hand, and she's got way more cards in hand. Though, I mean, a Piloted Shredder is fine. I mean, I've heard that's a good card.
I've heard things about Piloted Shredder. I've never actually played the card myself. I've never seen it played before. It's a new one. One of the newer
never
cards.
gotten a Doomsayer to pop out of a Piloted Shredder. That's something that's definitely never happened to me.
Oh, yeah, never. Oh, man, that timely owl, though. Do you just owl the Shredder, or do you wait for a bigger mech fused guy, magnetic?
So, I mean, I guess it's simply a matter of he's figuring out what's going on, because if he's seeing mechs, you would, and you figure it might be a pauper deck, we can see that Mechano Egg in Dr. Evil's hand. I would think that if you can figure out that that's what is in your future, you'd want to save it for that.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's going to be a matter of if he's putting the pieces together or not, and it looks like we're just going to use the owl now, and he may be regretting that in about a turn. But this and because this Glowtron or the weapon can also counteract the 2/1, and Dr. Evil does have the option to Blessing of Kings, though. That also could be really good on the egg next turn.
Exactly.
If he decides to go that way.
And then if Dr. Evil plays the egg here, if you're wild card, you're like, dang it, I just used my owl. Yeah. Give me that owl back.
To do. Yeah, and he's running out of stuff to do too. Like,
why am I not playing Brewmaster?
Yeah. So, and I'm looking at the cards that are in his hand, and is that a Clockwork Automaton that he's holding on to right now?
Yes, it is.
Oh my. So
like Tomb Spider.
That's pretty good. Yeah, that's pretty good when you're doing 4 damage a turn from the hero power.
I think this is a fine plan too. You get a 5/5 out there.
Yeah. You get a 5/5 and you get a 1/1 that's going to stick to the board. You can either trade this 2/3 off or just go face, depending. Either one is fine, really.
And you kind of want to play some cards so that Divine Favor actually might do something at some point.
Right. Yeah, I mean, ideally you would like that card to have some value. So, yeah, going to trade off this 2/3. I mean, given that you're playing against a face hunter, that's fine.
Yeah.
You know, having control of the board is really the way you're going to win as a paladin. There's a Tomb Spider.
Ooh, Dreadscale's kind of hot.
Dreadscale's pretty good.
Infested Wolf's probably the stronger.
Yeah. There's even an argument for exploding Bloatbat, maybe? Yeah. I mean,
they're actually all pretty decent. This is a tough one.
Yeah. Yeah, because, I mean, it depends on how, on if he feels like he's losing board.
Yeah.
Because if he's losing board, then the Bloatbat is decent to get that back. And...
Look for that hot Dreadscale.
Yeah, I mean, that's also going to do a lot of damage across the board. And another Divine Favor.
Feels bad.
Yeah.
You just coined Boom here?
Yeah, I mean, that seems like a pretty decent play. I mean, I heard Dr. Boom's a good card.
That's another one of those cards. It's one of these newer cards I've heard about.
Yeah. Yeah, that was in Boomsday, right? That's the that's
Dr. Boomsday.
Yeah. That's Dr. Boomsday, not this hero card everyone keeps talking about. This is the one. Yeah, so not a lot of great options for wildcard right now.
Yeah, I think you just start off discovering. That makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, you get another secret. Maybe you can clear off some of this board. I mean, either, you know, Freezing Trap seems reasonable if he can, if with the Dreadscale.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
like it.
You're gonna clean up most of this board. I mean, Dr. Evil is going to have the 1/1 left over for Mekaru to be able to trip the trap if she so chooses.
Yeah. Ooh, playing that Dire Mole to play around Divine Favor.
Yeah.
Just empty your hand. Screw it. Let's go.
Or just to soak some of the damage from these boombox that are going to go off too. I mean, not that it's really that big of a deal, but
hey, it worked.
If you can protect the, well, even trying to protect the Dreadscale, maybe. But I would imagine this Joey bot's going to be going face before Dr. Boom. I would hope so. I wonder if you ever play the egg first, just in case it is explosive, just to get some of the damage on it.
Yeah, it's not terrible.
Yeah, so we're gonna. I don't think it's a big deal either way. I think she's figuring out what she wants to do about this 1/1, but this Joey bot, I would think, has to go face.
Yeah, I mean, you have your weapon for the mole.
Yeah.
More cards in your hand for those Divine Favors feels good.
Yeah, nothing like a 3-mana 1/1 to give you Divine Favor value.
Yeah, play that 3-mana 1/1. Oh man, the meta has been solved. 3-mana 1/1s.
I mean, it does. It is OP and adorableness.
Yeah.
So
let's see what animal we get.
Yeah. 4/4 taunt is not the worst result in this situation. And there's that Clockwork Automaton. No mana left to activate the hero power. Blessing of Might is gonna have this Joey bot do some work.
I like that play.
To. Yeah.
Blessing Might on the Joey, hit face a bunch. I mean, you're putting a real clock on wildcard if you're Dr. Evil, and they don't have any cards in hand.
Yeah, I mean, and you just need to get stuff out of your hand anyway. I mean, the other thing is that if you think this game could go longer, then you want to save that for the Mechano F. Because I don't know if she really has another way to activate it in this deck. I have to bring up the.
We've seen one Blessing of Might, one Blessing of Kings. You'd have to assume there's at least another one of each.
Yeah, there are 2 of each.
Yeah, hit face.
Well played.
Yep.
I mean, and this means a wildcard has to kill the Dr. Boom and whatever comes out of the piloted shredder.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think this is ever kind of going. Oh, she does also have the Annoyal module deck.
Oh, yeah, perfect.
So that's another thing that you can magnetize those onto the egg. I don't see a draw that's gonna get Wildcard out of here. Houndmaster is not gonna do it because that is not a beast. That is a mech.
Nope.
And that's gonna be all she
it,
wrote.
yeah.
Well fought.
Okay.
I concede.
So first game's gonna go to Dr. Evil. That was a crazy game. That could have went either way the whole time.
Yeah, I mean it was very back and forth, all throughout the game, and yeah, so it was a little bit, it was really hard to see where that was going to go, back and forth.
I think it is hard when you're playing a popper deck too. When you're against Dr. Boom and cards of the sort.
Yeah. So Taylor or Dr. Dr. Evil now has just the priest and the rogue left. Against all three decks for against all three decks for Wildcard.
The chat's saying, Judge, there is now a legendary card in the popper deck. We need to disqualify. So yep, Wildcard is now disqualified from the entire tournament. So
were they talking about because
the dread scale?
the dread scale. That's funny.
All right.
Yeah. Chat. So all
That's
right.
all
So
for the
I guess
next game.
yeah, I think so. We're trying to get that friends list thing sorted out, but it looks like we're just gonna kind of go with it.
It's destined. You guys are just destined to never be friends. It's okay.
Yeah, I'll just be friendless and it's fine.
Step one is acceptance.
Yeah. I thought step one was remorse or something like that, or hunger.
We'll have to call the judge on that one. It's always hunger.
Yeah.
Step one is always hunger.
It's always hunger. Step one is ice cream. That's step one. It doesn't matter what step 2 through 6 are. Step one is hunger. It's
always hunger.
Yeah.
All right, so we're getting into the next game here. So it looks like we have Dr. Evil with Rogue and Wildcard bringing the Warrior. Now we can see from this hand the Warrior is not a popper deck.
No, the Warrior is very much not a popper deck.
And so this is going to be Dr. Evil's popper deck, correct?
Yes, this is Dr. Evil's popper deck. So this is a tempo rogue that she is running.
I like that. I mean, the Hinge Clan Thug is so powerful. You don't necessarily need to be an odd road to run it.
Yeah, and I mean, she's running like Backstab, Cold Blood, Deadly Poison, Firefly, Swashbuckler, Eviscerate, like Sap. Like right off the bat, like those are just good cards, right? And she's running 1 copy of Plague Scientist, which is interesting, and 2 copies of Cobalt Scale Bean and 2 Fungalmancers at the top. So that's a pretty good list.
Yeah, it's not too bad, not too shabby.
I mean, Rogue has a lot of really good cheap cards that you can build a serviceable deck out of.
Now, Firefly, that's another card. I've never seen it be played before. It's just such a unique, interesting card to see here.
It is very unassuming, and the Cogmaster, on the other hand, is a card that has not gotten nearly enough love recently.
Cogmaster is amazing.
Cogmaster, I mean, he was the man back in the day. He's got a beard almost as good as yours.
Almost, not quite though.
Not quite, almost.
I was playing Cogmasters in both the Mech Hunter and that Mech Paladin I was talking about.
Yeah. Oh, are you running the Mech Hunter with bombs and?
Yeah, and Jeeves.
Oh, it's so good. Oh, it's so good.
And we see the Jeeves, and a card I'm very excited for in Wildcard's hand. Let's see if I can just hover over this guy. I don't know how it's going to look upside down. Mimiron's head.
That is a Mimiron's head. That is
yes,
becoming.
It is.
It's very, very quickly becoming the official mascot of the Into the Wild League.
So I think Dr. Evil here is probably wondering if she should backstab the Cogmaster.
She can take it slow too and just trade it off. I mean, she still has a 1/1 on board.
Seems fine. Next turn you get to play the Thug and then maybe backstab a bigger threat. I like it.
Yeah. So Wildcard is trying to figure out now what he's going to do, and that Galvanizer is going to help accelerate things. And then the Faithful Lumi on top of it is pretty good, and then that leads him right into Jeeves' Coin Shield Slam, even if he wants to get rid of the card next turn for no value, just to be able to start drawing some cards off of that Jeeves.
Yeah.
But here is our friend the Hench Clan Thug.
I love it.
Oh, this is really good. Backstab.
Clear it up.
Backstab trade. weapon into the other minion, get a full clear, get a 4/4 on board unchallenged.
Now, if Dr. Evil was playing like I usually play, I would have weaponed into the 2/1. Just take that extra point of damage.
Yeah. Well, that's asserting dominance,
yeah,
right?
that's,
I mean, that's all that is.
You just got to get out there, let him know, I don't mind an extra point of damage. Bring it on. I'm a rogue. Don't even care.
So that Jeeves plan is not really a great one now. And it looks like it might be time for Skater Boy. But I don't know what Skater Boy is going to do. Or is we just playing the Mimron's head out?
Bringing out Mimron's head.
Wow. Okay.
That's the other asserting dominance play. Let's go.
Yeah.
Wildcard's like, you know what? If you want to bring your 5 attack minion into this, I don't even care.
So, I mean, Dr. Evil can clear this with Dagger into face and then just trading the Henchclad Thug into that. But that is going to make it easier for Wildcard to clear this Henchclad Thug off. But I would imagine you've already seen a Galvanizer. You kind of have to do that.
Yeah, before they do anything scary.
Yeah, and that looks like that's going to be the plan. Yeah.
Now we know that's the not fun plan, so we're going to take some style points away from Dr. Evil for that one.
Yeah.
Because we didn't get to see the Mega Wind Fury. Maybe in a future game.
She may win points in the match. She does not win points with the cast.
No,
for that
no.
one.
May Overwall win the game, but doesn't matter. You got to get favor with us.
You lose the battle, but you win the war. Is
right?
How that works.
Right? And I love Scalebane here. Card is just good.
Yeah. Especially on a card that's going to generate more minions for it to hit. I mean, that's really strong.
That's one of those just needs answered cards. She's wondering, yeah, she's like, you know what? Take this damage. I don't want you to have armor. And you saw a shield slam, so that's reasonable. Get that armor out of the way.
Yeah.
It protects your Spooter a little better, potentially.
Yeah, 5/5 and a 4/2 against this board, and not really. I mean, I would imagine we're gonna see what's in the Omega Assembly, but none of these options are really looking great. War Gear, Warbot, and Beryllium Nullifier. I mean, War Gear could be okay for next turn.
Yeah.
I think the Nullifier is just too slow against this board right now. It looks like
Yeah.
the War Gear is going to be the pick. And
I agree with that.
yeah, it looks like just upgraded Framebot just to get something on the board and armor up, and then this is going to be quite the army coming in, especially with the Argent Horse Rider. Should Dr. Evil choose to use it, that's a lot of damage incoming.
I like getting the Shredder out there.
Shredder's fine too.
That's a good minion to get buffed by the Scalebane too, because it just sticks around and it has to be answered. So I like it. Yeah,
and Wildcard really doesn't have any great ways to answer this. It doesn't run Brawl in the deck, I don't believe. I'm bringing up the list just to double check, but oh yeah, I have 3 copies of the Priest deck open. That's because I'm just so excited about
that's a big spider.
That's a pretty angry spider.
And we can see Eve
that's
has
like
a ton of damage.
That's like something John Goodman would be going against in a movie.
Yeah. Does Dr. Evil's deck run Cold Blood?
It does. It runs 2 Cold Bloods. It runs 2 Deadly Poisons. We can see 1 in the hand right now. And 2 Eviscerates as well. And 2 Crazed Chemists, by the way.
So Cold Blood
is a card that you don't
could be just lethal if we don't see an armor out by Wildcard.
Yeah, I mean, she's got 4 cards that combo for +4 attack in her deck. So, I mean, not really any... Yeah, this War Gear is gonna do something next turn. Oh my goodness.
If I'm Dr. Evil, I like just punching face a bunch, playing that Scalebane, saying, who cares? Bring it on. What are you going to do with a 5/5? Let's go.
Yeah, I mean, this is 7, 12, 16.
That's so much damage.
16, 19 with the Deadly Poison, 20, 21
Trades
with the Horse
7
Rider.
Spooter?
Well, that gives her more things that she can buff up, makes it harder to clear this board. I mean, we haven't seen anything. You could be running something like a Blood Razor, maybe. To clean up the. Well, no, you can't, because this is not his Pauper deck, right? So Blood Razor's not going to be an option. I mean, maybe Bouncing Blade could take this out, but she would have seen a Bouncing Blade by now, I would imagine. That's a deep cut.
Yeah.
Pun intended. But
I mean, this is still a very scary board, and I like keeping
wow.
the Shredder around. Its resiliency against removal.
Yeah, and there's just nothing that nothing Wildcard has to answer this.
Yeah. Let me see the quick concession there.
Yeah.
Ooh,
so
that was a
that is a quick 2-0 for Dr. Evil, and the quick is done because we have that Reno Priest.
We got some priests coming up, so
yeah.
Man, that was fast.
Yeah, I mean these decks, are very, very fast. I mean everything that's in GVG and Boomsday is very tempo oriented. If you're putting those two things together, the mechs are designed to just kind of go off very quickly.
Yeah.
And then obviously the pauper decks are typically aggressive decks just because the cheaper cards tend to be the simpler ones.
Yeah, it's harder to build a control deck with cheaper cards.
Yeah, I mean, I remember scrimping and saving for literally a year to get like Brawls and Shield Slams.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, that was a really, that's kind of the way you would expect.
Yeah. So very impressed with the amount of damage she was able to put on.
Yeah. So going into this Reno Priest, I mean, I can't imagine Wildcard's going to queue his own Priest into this. I would imagine we're going to see I would expect the Face Hunter, I guess. Knowing that it's any sort of a priest, and knowing that he hasn't seen a quest yet.
Or do you just jam the quest priest that you have anyways, knowing you have to win with all your stuff anyways?
I guess it depends on what his plans are for the rest of the evening.
Yeah, if he wants to be like, do I have anything going on the rest of the day?
Yeah, so we're going to go back to the Warrior. Thank you, Wildcard.
Wildcard, you are a saint.
So we do see the copy of Awaken the Makers in Dr. Evel's hand. I would imagine she's keeping that. There's an argument to pitch the quest, but I can't imagine that you're going to.
No way. You got a great opening hand. You got N'Zoth. You're set.
You got the quest, you got a Loot Hoarder, and you got an Entomb. What else do you need in life?
Now, Wildcard has the Mech Warper, so this could be a good opening for him.
Yeah, I wonder if you save that for next turn.
I love it. I love it.
Just get it down. You do know as Wildcard, you don't have time.
Yeah.
Like, if you give the Quest Priest time, you will lose the game. So, he's just trying to get started right away. I would assume that probably that Amalgam is coming down too. That's a pretty good board to start off with. And the Northshire Cleric, not really a whole bunch of help. Dr. Evil going to trade off this 2-1 and try to get something better.
You could always heal up his Mech Warper. That is a thing you could do.
That is certainly a valid Hearthstone play.
Draws a card if you play the Cleric.
Yeah, I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world to do this early. I mean, you're probably going to be clearing that up with the Excavated Evil in 2 turns anyway.
Is someone injured?
Looks like that's the plan. And because this
if
Obsidian statue is going to be great in like 6 turns, but
and if you're the priest, you just want this game to go on as long as possible.
Yeah, and you know that's not how you're going to kill off the Mech Warper anyway.
Yeah. Love it. Get some armor out. Play a Noyotron.
Yeah. And Wildcard's hand is also kind of heavy. He's got Dr. Boom. He's got both Dr. Booms. He's got a Sneasel Shredder that's still 7 even after discount. And a Jeeves that's going to basically be a dead card because of those 3/7 cost cards in his hand for a while.
That early Mech Warper, though, just the power of that card is insane.
Yeah.
Like, so much value and tempo he's been able to throw out here.
Yeah. Imagine if he had a Screwjan Clunker.
Yeah. That tempo Jeeves, let's go.
Yeah, I mean,
what are you doing?
It's not doing anything in his hand. He may as well get it out. I mean, what else is he going to do with it?
Yep, and start hitting that priest in the face.
Yep, and now this Excavated Evil is not really going to... I mean, it's going to do some work. It's going to get rid of everything but the Jeeves, it looks like.
Yeah. Which, just getting that Mech Warper off the table is pretty important, too.
Yeah.
And our whole game plan is slow them down if you're the priest, so yeah, I like it.
Yeah, and I mean, you're seeing 5 cards in...
it even got a Death Rattle minion?
Wow.
Man, Piloted Shredder broken.
Who knew? Who knew the Piloted Shredder was a good card?
Yeah. Bananas. Ooh.
Sylvanas, too.
Now, do you entomb an Noyotron here, or do you put something else?
I don't even know. I mean, you could even you probably don't play a Death Lord here. I mean, Sylvanas is fine.
Yeah, I love it. Then it makes them kind of afraid to play one of his big heavy creatures. And it's a death rattle. Sylvanas is so good.
Oh, you know, again, these cards that, you know, we didn't know that they were good until they got into Wild.
Ooh, Memoron's head. You could play the Mech Orber with the Memoron's head.
That's enough this turn right now, right? He has 6 mana. He can do that right now.
I love it.
Let's do. You have to.
I mean, what else are you doing?
It doesn't matter. The game doesn't matter. You need to do it for the memes. It needs to happen. There it is.
Oh, there's a chance it could go off.
There's also a chance that Dr. Evil can steal it.
I know. Oh, that'd be so hot.
Mirage Caller. Oh, good night. She's gonna entomb this like 100%, isn't she? Though
she could, or you can Mirage Caller your Sylvanas.
Yeah, but you can't kill off the Sylvanas right now.
That's true.
Problem. Yeah, that's the right play. Again,
it's the right play.
Not fun, not the fun play, and you know, we'll have to make sure that we tell her how her ways are wrong.
Yeah, in these interviews, we'll let her know why that was not correct. So we have a trio of 7s hanging out in Wildcard's hand.
If only there was a Starliner.
I know. Where's the combo? Where's our Aviana?
Thank God. I mean, that's one way to make the Quest Priest game a lot faster. I'll say that much.
You take it, Jeeves.
So, Dr. Boom, new Dr. Boom.
I like that play a lot. It gives your Sneeds rush.
Yeah.
Baby charge.
Yeah. I mean, and the Boombots out of original recipe Dr. Boom too.
Yeah.
Which could be relevant. And 4 out of 7 on the quest, we do have both the Death Lord and the Shifting Shade available to Dr. Evil. She could also just Shadow Visions to try to get Twilight's Call.
Yeah. I like just getting stuff out there.
Yeah, just get stuff down. Doesn't
You're on
matter.
Complete the Quest play now. You have a lot of cards in hand. Feel pretty good.
Yep. Get rid of the G's before it starts generating value for Wildcard. I like that a lot.
And Death Lord has a huge butt, so you have to get through it.
Though the Death Lord could be a little bit of a liability with Dr. Boom on the board now. Because if it pulls out a mech, which it's almost guaranteed to do when it dies, then that also can trade off the other minion.
Get some armor.
I like this. Yeah, getting rid of the getting the armor, getting another minion on board. There's a Bronze Gatekeeper that can come down.
It's actually pretty good. It lives through the 4/3.
Oh, this Dragonfire Potion right on time.
Do you play it or do you kind of wait?
You could also just drop a statue, which is fine too.
Statue's great. It's gonna heal you up. I mean, you're hurting. He has 8 on board.
The quest is at 6, right?
Yes, I believe so. Yep, 6 out of 7.
Yeah. So I mean, she could actually Mirage Caller and then just Amara this turn if she wants to. Also,
it's also not
which
bad.
It looks like it's also planned. Yeah.
I mean, going up to 40 seems like a play that you can make.
Yeah, and what's good about getting this down now is she does run Reno in the deck, so when Reno goes off, it's going to heal her up to 40 also. Yeah, she's thinking about it, but I don't know why you'd start going down that line without having Amara, without like windmill slamming Amara onto the board.
I think you just kind of have to.
Yeah. And I mean, obviously she'd love to wait for Zola, but that's not really going to be an option. And you know, you have a lot of good options right now for Wildcard to deal with this. You do have Dr. Boom with the Boom Bots that can start clearing up this board.
Plus,
that's the way we're gonna go.
If you play that, you gotta play the Hero Power, which is actually pretty good here.
Yeah, so the Hero Power will clean up the 1/1 copy of the Mirage Caller. And gives her back an Activated Evil, which is probably like the best.
Pretty good.
One of the best cards out of his deck.
You're probably feeling pretty good if you're Dr. Evil about that one.
Yeah.
Oh, and it's even a mech.
Wow, and it's a mech that drops mechs too.
Yeah. There's so much rush happening. That's a good one.
That's ridiculous value coming out of that. Be interesting to see how he goes with this. If he wants to clear that off now, or he's going to use the Boombot to clear that off, make sure the damage goes face, even though you're sacrificing that 3 damage, but that's fine.
Ooh,
you also don't want to get that Psychic Scream back in your deck. That would be very bad to have those 3/1/1. And looks like it's Big Priest light time.
Yep.
So I need to check just for my own edification if we're running Eternal Servitude in this list, but it looks like we are not. So, you know, you Big Priest fans, all one of you, are gonna have to be disappointed.
I mean, Rod Johnston, he's a huge fan of Big Priest.
Oh, he loves it.
Yeah.
It's his favorite deck. He's so happy that I introduced people to it.
Yeah.
He just tells people whenever he plays against it how much he loves it.
He's like, if there's a deck I like, it's Big Priest.
Yes. So yeah, this just getting a whole bunch of stuff on board is wild card. Try to make sure that, you know, something of less value gets killed from this death rattle coming off the statue. And of course Dr. Boom gets killed.
Every time.
Because
he would have died probably anyways.
yeah, I mean, it's actually kind of works out because that Shadow Reaper Anduin would have killed it.
Seems like a good excavated evil here.
Yeah, that'll
Your
do.
free one that you got from Shifting Shade.
Yeah, I mean, it also is shuffling another bad card into Wildcard's deck, too,
Yep.
which is not irrelevant.
Oh, wow. Probably Twilight's Call?
Yeah, I mean, if you can get a 1/1 statue, that's pretty good, too.
Of course, there it is.
Yep, there you go. I mean, that's just how RNG works.
Are you shuffling
That's
the
science.
deck for Dr. Evil?
I don't... Am I shuffling
Yeah.
it? No.
I mean, you just put that right in there. Yeah.
Am I just putting my thumb on the scale?
Yeah.
Is that what you're asking?
Yeah.
I am not. Appa totally did not slip me $20 for that.
So what do you do here if you're wild card? Do you just jam the Sneeds?
I mean, the
You
other
can
thing
throw
you
it on
could do...
Jeeve.
I mean, I guess you probably have to discover a mech first, right? Or maybe not. Maybe you just...
Wild card hates discovering cards.
Yeah.
He says, no matter what I draw, don't care. Sneeds coming down.
What is that he just picked up?
Juggernaut.
Oh. That's pretty good,
The
actually.
Iron Juggernaut.
Because, you know, 10 damage from a draw is not bad. And he snap picked that. I didn't even get to see what the other choices were. Here comes N'Zoth.
Get a couple statues.
Yeah.
It's pretty gross.
Wow.
Didn't get the Sylvanas, but that's okay.
I think you're okay with that.
Double statue, double shade.
I think you can live. And this, I mean, it's good for Wildcard at least because he doesn't have to worry about the Sneeds getting taken.
The Excavated Evil's not bad there. Hey, there's Mimiron's head. Let's go. You have Harvest Golem.
If she doesn't play it after,
she can play Harvest Golem, Zola the Harvest Golem, and play Jeeves. She can make Mimiron's head happen. That's all I'm saying.
That was the longest that Harold Village has ever seen play in a Hearthstone match.
Yep, right there. Just, it was in. All right, 0.3 seconds. Let's go.
Freeze
off.
off.
Just trying to draw some cards.
Yeah, just kind of get as much as you can off of the Jeeves activation. You know Dr. Evil's not going to be getting anything out of it. And you just need value. I mean, you've got 50 life. You're not dying anytime soon. You've already gone through the Amara. He doesn't know, or maybe he might have figured out that there's a Reno in his future too, but he doesn't know that, and it's not in the hand yet.
Ooh, I like the thermoplug there.
Yeah.
Another N'Zoth? That's okay.
Yeah, I like the Zola the Gorgon on the N'Zoth. That's pretty sweet too.
Now, I have to say, I do prefer my play of using it on your Harvest Golem, you know, to get the Mimiron's head out there, but that's fine.
Yeah. I mean, I guess the counterpoint is that all of the minions that get summoned will be golden, so that's an acceptable substitute.
Oh, yeah, that's true. All right, I'll accept it. I'll accept it, Dr. Evil. You win this one time. Don't think it'll happen again.
And this is a scary board that she's putting together here, even without the second N'Zoth that wildcard knows is coming.
She's just playing very, very safe, very conservative. I mean, you have a full hand, you've got a board.
There's the Iron Juggernaut coming out, so we're gonna get one bomb into the deck and take out the other Obsidian statue, at least until the next N'Zoth comes down.
Until 3 more come back.
Yeah, and Dinomatic, Warbot, and Security Rover are all decent choices. And Eternium Rover is just gonna extend this game a little bit more and try to take out that Zola.
Yeah, you don't want it coming back somehow.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how you would, but
it's like how many N'Zoths do we need in one game?
Yeah, or Renos for that matter too.
Do you like just jamming the Shadow Reaper Anduin?
I'm looking at the chat right now, and Rod just heard us talking about Big Priest.
Love it.
I hate Big Priest, you people. We love you, Rod.
Are you at the point where you can jam Shadow Reaper, or do you wait till it actually kills something?
I mean, it's gonna kill her N'Zoth right now, so that's probably not great, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh, I like the Mimiron's head though. You can play
Yeah.
that with Javes.
just go. I mean,
How many do you need?
that'll
for,
do
is
it.
it 4?
Well, I guess
you
the
need 3?
problem is that this hero power from Wildcard is going to cancel that out.
Yeah. But if you play the Jeeves,
Even with the Jeeves though, doesn't she need 3 on board because it's going to kill off the 1/1?
if you have at least 3.
Thinking about it though.
But it counts itself, right? So you just need this and 2 other mechs.
Oh yeah, it's true. I've never owned Mimiron's
Oh
head.
man, I want this to happen so bad.
It needs to happen.
Oh, yeah, that's perfect. And silence
Oh, and
the
the
Jeeves, no
silence on the
downfall.
Jeeves. This is great. I love that.
Now we know it's not going to happen because Wildcard is no fun. But oh man, gotta play that third. He's gotta play
That
Thermoplug to kill it.
Well, he does get a Leper Gnome out of it, which
He
is
is
pretty
feeling
good.
icky.
And I mean, he just wants to kill that with maximum vengeance, and I can't really blame him for that.
Yeah, it would have been gross.
Oh, this mechanical whelp too with the N'Zoth is pretty good.
Oh, yeah?
She can even paint it this turn if she wants to.
Debating how she wants to kill that Thermoplug.
Yeah,
I wonder.
because that kind of needs to die. The problem is that if she's gonna have to trade her N'Zoth into it, or maybe
Nah,
she's
just
gonna
Anduin.
Dragon Fire Potion. Anduin would work too. She could also Dragon Fire Potion.
I like Anduin, and then you can hero power the I
Yeah.
feel icky.
You just need to get Anduin down.
You need to start actually winning.
Yeah, I mean this is the thing with Priest, right? Is that eventually you need to do something to start winning the game.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't. I mean, you know, sitting and waiting for the tide to carry you over the finish line will work sometimes, but you know, especially with that Dr. Boom hero power, you know, Dr. Evil needs to be going a little bit more proactive, and losing the healing hero power is not a big deal with Reno in the hand.
Yeah,
anyway.
exactly. You're not worried about health.
And I mean, you know, she may end up winning through fatigue. That's a possibility. But that's still a ways away. Dead Ringer into the hand. Oh, she can actually just play the mechanical whelp and ping it
Yeah.
now after this 3/1 also.
Which is also not bad. It gets just
Yeah.
something out there.
Yep, that's exactly what's gonna happen.
Yeah, get a
And-
7/7.
And then and then as soon as this board gets cleared, you have this off.
Yep. So deal with it.
Yeah.
Ooh, Omega
And-
Assembly. Probably the best top deck you could get if you're wild card.
Yeah, because you just need stuff to do. I mean, he can ping and execute the 7/7. Yeah, that Eternium Rover can clean up one of these one health. Oh, it looks like he's actually gonna trade
Execute
it in,
it. Yeah.
which is fine too.
Yeah.
Especially with that Security Rover, that can get it can get another 2/3 on the board
Yeah.
behind it. That's perfectly fine. Yep, clean up both of these both these little minions.
Yeah.
Leave yourself a 2/3 and a 2/2 taunt.
Great.
Seems good. I mean, it's gonna be kind of a flimsy shield for this N'Zoth coming down, but oh, it looks like we're not even gonna N'Zoth. We're just gonna clean up this board and just keep going.
Just playing super safe, very conservative.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that. Let your Anduin hero power start picking away.
Yeah, you need to work down some of this armor. I mean, it is a lot of health that Wildcard's built up just through, you know, those blast shields do add up after a while.
Ooh, this is a good board to brawl. And Wildcard hasn't gotten that Discover in a while. That's what he needs.
This big priest rant is still going, by the way.
I know. I'm watching it. I'm watching it. I'm loving every minute of it. No one listened to Rod in chat. He loves
Yeah.
Big Priest.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know if you really... I mean, you can't really get much done with this hero power this turn. I mean, these are all cards you really don't want to play.
I think you're
You
fine
don't
to
really
not
wanna
play
with board
anything.
clears? You could do that too, right? Like, you could just...
Could also
Just
play a Tempo
in
Reno.
Yeah. I mean, you probably do want to save that just in case something disastrous happens. And also, if you do go to fatigue, that helps you kind of get back up ahead.
I'm all about the literally do nothing. It's totally
Yeah,
fine.
It's fine. Yep. So this
cube is so good,
Oh man.
especially with the N'Zoth.
Yeah, I mean, anything that comes out of the N'Zoth at this point is just going to be pure value out of that
gosh,
carnivorous
Twilight
cube.
Call.
Oh, good grief.
Get a couple more Sylvanuses and then cube it.
Sure. Or get even mechanical whelps are like fine.
Or anything. I guess you don't want you don't want to draw them probably more.
Right. I don't think you care though. I mean, you're even in fatigue and you have Reno and he doesn't.
Yeah.
So I think that's probably okay.
Yeah, I love it. And it lets you get 2 Anduins if you want.
So you get those are okay. Those aren't great. I mean, 2 Shredders is probably fine.
You could cube the Shredder.
You could also just cube the Frog and kill off this 2/1.
Mm-hmm.
Most likely. But yeah, I mean, you
just
trade
get some more value.
Yeah.
What even
3/1 stealth is good too.
That's not bad. Now Wildcard finally gets to discover a mech, which he probably going to do.
Yeah, I would think so. I mean, that Bulldozer is pretty good.
Bulldozer is
but
fat.
It's not really great against
Thermoplug. Love it.
Yeah. The Beryllium Nullifier has some merit too, because you know, even if you force a Psychic Scream, you're fine because you figure you're going to fatigue, right?
Yeah.
And that's the only way that she really is going to have to deal with it. But yeah, the Thermoplug is fine too. The problem is that leaves him without really anything to do this turn, and he's just going to pass.
Yeah, see just a lot of passing.
Yeah, and Sludge Belcher into the hand for Dr. Evil. Seems like it's coming out.
Yeah, it's fine. It lets you get more Anduins. You just want to start picking away with Anduin.
Yeah.
Get rid of some of this armor.
Play cards, hit face, let's go.
One of the times that you're super excited to have your the Twisted Worgen. Like,
yeah.
Yes.
That's a card that's been waiting for like 2
it.
years for its time in the sun. Yeah. So
this is probably the record number of most Thermoplugs ever played in a game ever. Oh,
yeah.
take 10.
Oh. Yeah,
Got
so that's
him.
10 damage to face.
Got him.
Followed up immediately by the healing potion.
Got a Reno. You're really hurting now. You're down to 32. Are you crazy?
And you can't even get full value off that healing potion. It's a hard knock life. You could just light bomb.
This is poor
board,
deck
too.
building.
Yeah.
Shadowy thoughts.
You could light bomb. You could dragon fire potion. You're
you can
never
also...
psychic screaming this board, I don't think. But anything else, even the brawl, is just like adding salt to the wound if you wanted to do that. That's a little bit more risky.
Probably
but,
gonna see a dragon fire.
I would imagine dragon fire would be the way to go. It leaves your cube at 4/1. It clears off the rest of the board. It's gonna do 1 more face damage with the frog dying.
Frog getting there.
Yeah.
Just potion your face. Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, that's fine too. Because you know what? This way, you're not using a board clear, and you're not giving Wildcard any more Leopardos.
And when you're the priest, you never want to be below 40 health. That's just crazy.
It's just uncivilized, really.
Yeah.
So this Faithful Lumi is not the hero Wildcard needs.
No. Got that Bulldozer though.
Yeah, I mean that could the Bulldozer plus the attack from the Leper Gnome. Okay, this Excavated Evil is going along with the hero power can clear up this
I could just Lumi.
Clear up the cube, and yeah, the Faithful Lumi will do it too.
Then you get a couple 4/3s.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah, clear up one of those. That's fine.
Sure.
3/2 taunt.
We've seen nothing but good minions coming from these shredders.
I know, like it's Doomsayers all day, every day. Whenever I.
Now you just want to start clearing out the game.
Yeah.
Just play the Coffin Crasher. It's a 6 attack minion, and you get another Anduin.
I mean, it's not gonna give any value right now, but I don't think
you don't need it now. You just want to start killing them.
Yeah, this is just enough damage right now. Shredder can help, but I mean, you can brawl and then run the Shredder into something, or you can try discovering and see if you get something better. Maybe you get like a Rusty Recycler. At least get yourself some lifesteal. I don't know what else can really help.
Memoron's head.
Well, yeah, that's true. that's always helpful. But that would just be kind of sad because if he plays that now, he just dies, and we still don't get to see it.
I know.
That would just be adding insult to injury at this point. Screwjag Clonker, let's go.
Clonker. I mean, you can
Flying
play it.
Machine and Iron Jug.
You can play it with the piloted shredder.
Yeah, I mean, it's not keeping you alive, but it's sweet.
But it's a thing you can do.
Yeah. I mean, that looks like it's got to be the play now, right? I mean, you can't even really execute anything.
I mean, you're dead no matter what, so.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we could see. Hopefully, you just have to hope nothing gets pulled from that.
Yeah, no, we have 2 traits here, so we're not dead.
Okay.
Okay.
That's a minion.
I'm sure Wildcard really happy to see nothing popping out of that shredder, or the coffin crasher rather.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a bigger shredder. And
you just hit face into Zoth.
I think that would probably end the game right there, don't you? I mean, we could see that it will, but I would think that, you know, you've got to figure, as Dr. Evil, he's got 3 cards left in his deck, Wildcard does. You have to figure that he's running out of resources very quickly. And maybe there's a way to deal with the N'Zoth. You know that he runs Brawl and he hasn't played one, so it's very likely in his hand, which might be one of the reasons that she's been holding off this long. And she knows that he runs Brawl because she's gotten one off of the 4-3.
Yeah.
Let's go.
It's pretty good.
So
you get the 2 piloted shredders. Not what you want to see.
Though, I mean, yeah, I mean, even if he wins the Brawl, he loses because whatever survives is going to get killed by the Obsidian statue. I don't think you really care, but then you're still going to have the problem of whatever pops out of the shredders. And I don't think you have a choice.
Yeah, no, you have to. I mean, you do get the microbots, and you have a Lumi.
And you have an execute.
Is that a Lumi? No, that's the galvanizer.
Yeah. But you do have an execute, so you can hero power execute whatever comes out.
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay, so the 3/2 frog's gonna live. Ancient Watcher is probably the first bad roll Dr. Evil's gotten all match.
Yeah.
And this hero power and execute can clear that up. The golden frog is the best, by the way. Like, I love this, like, you know opening and closing that mouth.
He's eating that
like,
bug.
Yeah. Get that bug.
Blah.
Let's make sure he orders this correct. Well, I guess he doesn't really have a choice but to order this correctly. Okay.
Like that.
Yeah.
All right, you're just trying to live a turn.
Yep. Save that execute for something else.
Hope that Dr. Evil has no cards at all.
Or no cards that cost less than 9.
Than 9, yeah. But as we can see, there is a card that costs less than 9, and that's gonna do it. 3-0 Dr. Evil against a wild card.
Yeah, that was a very dominant 3-0 performance from Dr. Evil over Wildcard, and just getting it done with the Quest Priest with a little help from RNG's.
Man, I was impressed there. I was definitely impressed with that performance there.
Yeah, no, that was some very, very good play. And I mean, Reno Quest Priest is probably not a deck that most people play a lot. Oh, we need to add Appa to the call.
Do you want to set that up?
I'll set that up. I'll get him in here now. But yeah, because
man, I was very impressed with that priest.
Yeah, no, the priest worked out really, really well, and it was, I mean, you would think that, I mean, Reno Priest is generally pretty good, but typically, you know, a lot of times it runs, you know, the shenanigans with what is it, Spawn of Shadows and Auction Master Beardo. It's hard for me to remember names of weird cards.
Yeah.
After a match like that. But, you know, normally it does that, but, you know, just having just good cards and good death rattles and the coffin crashers and just multiple N'Zoths, and you just get there. And again, against a pauper deck and a deck that's more restricted.
Yeah.
Right? Like that's the thing with the Quest Priest, is that it had access to all of the cards, whereas the other 2 decks had access to a much more limited set of cards.
Yep.
Which kind of holds your strategies back to an extent. So once the Quest Priest lined up against those, it pretty much was going to be advantaged going in. And there really just wasn't anything Wildcard could do about that other than maybe queuing its Quest Priest earlier.
Yeah.
I'm just seeing. I'm just making sure they're all ready. I got Appa into the group.
Sweet.
So get them in for to talk about why Taylor hates Mimron's head so
Yeah,
much.
I know. Gotta see. Dr. Evil, why are you hating on Mimron's head so much? We had like 3 times we could have on stream seen a Mimron's head.
I have very few notes from this match because it was all very straightforward, and most of them have the word Mimron.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. All right, they ready for this?
So okay, so yeah, why don't you I mean, so she says she's ready. I haven't heard back from Wildcard, but why don't you?
Should I just start the voice call?
I think you just go ahead and hang up on me and start the voice call, and we'll go from there.
All right, I think this is working. All right, maybe it's not.
Okay.
There we go.
I see circles moving.
Yeah.
So you can hear me all right, right?
Yep.
Hello.
Okay.
Hey.
Hello.
Hey.
Congratulations, and we're waiting for Wildcard to get in if he's going to. I'm not sure if he's going to or not.
I'm here. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, we can hear you.
We got all the friends.
Yeah. So Taylor, we need to start by asking you, what did Mimron's head do to you that you hate him so much?
Because that card, it scared me. I wanted to make sure no shenanigans were to happen with that card.
We had like 3 times we could have seen Mega Windfury on camera. I'm just saying, but you crushed our dreams.
I was hoping I could like activate him because I stole it, and then I had some of his other mechs that I stole. But he killed the mech, so it didn't work.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think you just kind of let him out there to die. I think is you just hate him. You want us to think that you were trying to activate him, but you were actually just sending him out there to his death because you just need to have your revenge on Mimron for whatever he did to you in a past life.
Oh my gosh. Nah, that dude's a spooky dude.
He is spooky.
You can't let him live on the board.
Especially when he gets charged with the Dr. Boom or with the rush.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, I first of all, I want to thank you both for not queuing the quest priests into each other. Because
that would have been awful.
I do have to go to work in the morning.
Well, in all fairness, mine was a mill version, so it would have gone a little quicker.
Okay.
Would it have though? Because you're running Archbishop Benedictus.
True. Yeah. It would have gone quicker for me, I guess. I don't know. Yeah.
It would have gone quicker if you can convince Taylor to bottom right, but other than that, I don't think it was going any quicker.
Yeah.
So you know, and again, we didn't get to see the priest from you, Wildcard. We did get to see the Mech Warrior and the Face Hunter, and you know, we were talking before the match that these all seem like very very reasonable choices given the deck building restrictions. What were your thought processes going into both, like, how much did you think about which classes you were going to bring for this week, knowing that there was a deck building challenge, and also like how did you kind of land on the list that you did?
Well, for me, the pauper restriction was really easy because I literally disenchanted like all of my rogue cards, and I had no rogue cards essentially. I never play the class, so I was like, this is perfect.
Yeah.
Just common, basic, whatever cards. So that's what I chose for pauper's rogue, which I'm really surprised because I never play rogue, so I was really happy.
No, yeah, you did super well.
Won with that deck.
Yeah. It turns out Rogue has a lot of good basic and common cards.
And then for the quest one, literally the priest quest is the only quest that I have in my collection.
Well, that makes it easy.
So yeah, and then Paladin's just got a lot of good like Goblin versus Gnome cards. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I heard the Paladin was okay after Goblins versus Gnomes. I heard that it was pretty good after that. I mean, I can't really know for sure. There's really no way to know.
Yeah, I've seen 1 or 2 people play that class, maybe.
And so Wildcard, what was your thought process going into this week?
I went through different iterations, different classes, just trying out different pauper versions and different GVG versions of different classes. And I think for a while I was going to run a rogue for the GVG one. But I thought that having the rush with the warrior was a better version, and I tried them all out in casual, and I wanted to make sure they were fun, but they had at least a little bit of, they at least could win most of the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess that was kind of my thought process, and I did want to save also like some strong classes for next week for the net deck challenge. So I guess that was kind of my thought first. And my priest is one I've run for years. I've just kind of altered it over the years. But I was like, oh, that's perfect. And I did think about that being a bad choice because with Pauper and if it was GVG, I figured there'd be mechs that there would be a lot of small minions. So I was like, the Mill Priest might not be the best choice this week, but if I get to play it, then it'll be fun. Great, whatever, you know.
Yeah. One thing we were talking about right before we brought you on for the call is just that with these specific deck building restrictions, the quest deck is kind of pretty massively favored just because of the card pool that you have to choose from.
Yeah.
And having access to all the cards as opposed to just cards of a certain rarity or cards from a certain set make it a little bit give it a more of an advantage over the other decks too. So you might have been fine with the quest priest as long as it didn't queue into the other quest priest. But other than that, it just kind of didn't work out that way.
Yeah. And Taylor and I had actually chatted while we were queuing up that we would have maybe rather have played the Pauper versus the Pauper, or the GVG versus the GVG, and the pre-quest versus the quest. That might have been a little bit more fair for the
because it just didn't feel right playing against the Pauper deck with like a actual better deck.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you could have queued the quest priest into it too. I mean, you could have had all three decks to choose from.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, you're down 0-2. I thought the GVG one was my strongest one.
Yeah, so. Which is not unreasonable. I mean, you know, a faster deck going against you knew it was a quest priest going into it, just because you hadn't seen a quest played before that. So
yeah, right.
It's reasonable to try to play a fast deck and just try to get that through, even though you have to play all three of them anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
And I think you had an excellent start too, being able to get that mech warper out earlier into the amalgam. Like, it was pretty good tempo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was scared. He got me down to like I think 15 health pretty quick. I just got lucky.
And it stuck around a really long time too, all things considered. I mean, the Dr. Boom gave you a lot of additional value over the course of the game. It just, I mean, it's not enough to get through 200 health, but I think if there was slightly fewer N'Zoths and Amaras and the Reno in hand that was in hand for about half the game that you didn't see, then, yeah, I think we're glad that we didn't get to the point where we were playing the Reno, because you might have just that might have just broken your spirit, I imagine. But
oh my gosh. Yeah, those are some good games though.
Yeah, it was really well played by both of you. Anything else that I don't know, Saucy, did you see anything else that you wanted to talk about? I think we just wanted to berate them about Mimiron's head a little bit more, but
Yeah. No, I mean, I thought you guys both did excellent. I was definitely impressed with your Rogue match for sure. I think you piloted that game excellently. It just goes to show that Rogue has so many powerful cards that are in the basic and common slot. Where it's good, especially for people, if there are a lot of people just getting into even wild, or just starting out, like, it's maybe not even a bad place to start out at, because just how fast, how powerful that was, how well you navigated that, I thought was, just a testament to the class.
Yeah.
And I can say I was trying to practice with my Pauper deck, just in casual mode, before this. And I will say that Pauper deck, I did beat a big priest with it, so.
Oh, nice. That's justice. That's justice for Rod, is what that is. I'm sure that Rod will be happy about that after we gave him so much crap about Big Priest earlier in the
I know
past.
he's been in chat just saying he wished you guys were playing Big Priest. He's always been talking about his Big Priest nonstop.
He just wanted to see a Big Priest mirror. Actually, that would have been his dream. And
he's waiting for the week where it's all Big Priest as the class selection. You have to have 3 different types of Big Priest.
Should be Kingsbane.
Can we have a Barnes week? He would love that.
Yeah, if we had Barnes, then Kingsbane, and Priest week. I like that.
No.
Rod forgets how long Priest went without actually ever having a good class. And it's only had maybe 2 top tier decks ever. Like, I gotta love. I mean, Priest is my favorite class, so that's why I love Big Priest. It's like one of the 2 times that it's actually been good. So embrace it,
Yeah. I mean, those of us who lived through the Purify reveal as Priest mains, remember the dark days. And I mean, I remember playing Shadow Form, Thief Priest
Card
in like
so bad.
Yep.
but it was actually good in the mid-range shaman days because you could kill totems by just with the hero power, which is something that no other class could do at the time.
Yeah.
So it was worth it. But that was like the best that priest had until the dragons finally became a thing. But actually the paladin deck, Taylor, that you brought too, is really only just has Dr. Boom and Tyrion and like a couple of rares scattered through it. So that's actually a fairly, it seems like it's a fairly viable deck. I mean, maybe not above rank 5, but certainly for somebody who's dipping into wild to begin with, who's just trying to get from 25 to 20 or whatever, like this is a pretty reasonable deck with not very
if you
many
start with a
wild
good hand,
cards.
you can beat him down, punch him down pretty quick.
Yeah, and I mean, you get to play an oil module, which is adorable, so that's worth it just in and of itself.
Wildcard, I'm curious, what were your thoughts on the hunter deck that you built?
Yeah, I don't think it's like super strong. I just kind of wanted some B synergy. Just like I just kind of went cheap. Like I just I thought Hunter was a solid class. I can't remember what I think my first choice was Mage.
Okay.
I started out playing Pauper Mage, but I just thought that the Hunter, like that's just such a base thing. Like you start out, and maybe I was thinking too basic. Looking back on it now. I forget how many good common cards there are, and I was thinking too many basic cards. I think maybe my thought process was a little bit off kilter on that. So
I liked it though because you were playing that one card, Discover a Beast. So I was like, yeah, you can probably get some good cards off of that.
Yeah, and that's the thing too. It's like since there was a deck restriction, I tried to add cards that gave me other cards.
Yeah.
So to sort of circumvent the restriction.
Yeah, I thought that was smart.
We did have a judge call. Some people in chat were saying we needed to ban you from the tournament altogether, Wildcard, because you did have a legendary in there after you discovered it. So after the Tomb Spider.
Yep. Yeah.
Did you give any thought to going with like some of the bomb cards at all? Like I think Bomb Toss the common and like Explodinator and Whirly, whatever.
Nah, I just thought it was good, and especially since I was already running the mechs in the other deck. I just didn't want to like. I'm mech'd out, It's like that's enough, Like we need to see some other stuff it's different.
Yeah, well, we were talking about it. I mean, that it could have lined up really well against what Dr. Evil was playing, just because like if she went big on a one mech, getting it magnetic and Blessing and Kings and stuff, a good freezing trap really could have brought it back into the game.
Yeah. So anyway, well played to you both. Congratulations again, Dr. Evil, on the win.
Thank you.
And why don't you let everybody know where they can find you online and where they can follow your exploits outside of the league.
Sounds good. The only thing I use is my Twitter. I don't stream or anything yet. Hopefully in the future I will. So my Twitter is twitter.com/DrEvil_HS.
And Wildcard, what about you?
Okay, you can find me on Twitter at WildcardHearth. And I used to stream on weekends, and I'm, like the league is helping set up the league is kind of taking that away from me a little bit. But at some point, I'll get back to that. But you can find me at Wildcard Hearthstone on Twitch. I stream usually on Saturday nights, just for kicks. There's a couple of YouTubes floating around there. I think I'm just Wildcard on YouTube. Yeah, I am. So if you want to check out some videos, I haven't done a video in a while because you kind of have to stream to do videos.
Check out those highlights.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's what they are. Like, this is a crazy game. Here you go, guys. Check this out. So,
cool. Yeah, and Saucy, you're gonna be back at 11 Eastern, 8 Pacific with the next match.
Yep, I'll be casting the next match in about 45 minutes or so. So, if you guys want to hear more of my mug.
That'll be Navalis versus Mike Lowe, so you can come back for that, and Keith Numbers will be joining you for that. So, do come back in 45 minutes for match number 2. And Saucy, where can people find you?
Yep, I am just Saucy Mailman all over the internet, superhighway, Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, all those places. If you want to see a lot of pictures of my bird, they're all on Instagram. Otherwise, I stream on Twitch, just at Saucy Mailman.
I have a question.
I have an answer.
Are you a mailman in real life?
I am not. I've never been one either.
Just curious.
We all have to have dreams.
There's this podcast called Into the Wild where you can hear all about that, I think.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly.
It was on last week's Into the Wild.
I'm a doctor in real life, so.
So you can hear all about why Saucy is not actually a mailman on one of that recent episode of Into the Wild. And you can find me at Wicked Good on Twitter. I'd stream at Wicked Good FM on Twitch on usually Sunday nights. And come back in 45 minutes to keep it right here for match number 2. And on behalf of the players and Saucy Mailman, I'm Wicked Good. Thank you for watching, and have a great night. See you soon.
Thank you.
Later.
Thanks,
everyone.
guys.
Bye.